So this guy is rich. Like, rich. Now let's call him Quiet Dog. Now Quiet Dog grows up dirt poor in Nigeria, and he wants nothing more than to make big money and have luxury things. So he starts searching for ways to make money. And eventually, as a young dude, he joins a gang of email scammers. It's a group of young guys who get together and they concoct like these Nigerian prince type email scams. So he joins one of these gangs and he works his ass off, sending hundreds of scam emails a day, trying to con people out of their money. And Quiet Dog's good at it, like easily scamming a few $1,000s at a time from people. But over time, he thinks, nah, this isn't good enough. And he sets his sights on a much bigger target. Not people, businesses. So he ditches his gang and he starts building a new team. And they come up with a new type of email scam, which targets mostly American businesses, law firms, small banks, stuff like that. And this new type of scam works. And it works pretty well for him. And he starts making more and more money. But unfortunately for him, around that time, the Nigerian government starts cracking down on these email scam gangs. So he takes a bit of the money he's made and he uses it to relocate to Malaysia. Now in Malaysia, for the first time, he gets access to things he didn't have back home. Reliable internet access, VPN tools, which immediately makes his email scam operation 10 times more effective. And pretty quickly, he's earning more than he's ever made. But Quiet Dog is still like, nah, that's not good enough, because he feels like he has to show everyone he's making big money. So he starts up an Instagram account and he starts posting about his luxury lifestyle. Mostly just him posing, wearing top-of-the-line brand clothes, nice watches, stuff like that. But it works, and his Instagram starts blowing up. People love his rich guy lifestyle. But Quiet Dog is still like, nah, it's not good enough. Because a few years later, he moves to Dubai, the absolute capital of luxury bullshit. And here is where he steps up his online business scams. And by this time, he and his crew, with each scam, they're making $1 to $5 million a couple of times a week. And this is where his Instagram posts get really flashy. Like here he is leaning on a Bentley, leaning on a Lamborghini, leaning on a Rolls Royce, taking trips to exotic places, flying in private jets, and lots of shopping. And his followers are way into this, like he is such a rich guy. In fact, they like his luxury posts so much, his Instagram hits 2.5 million followers. Now, of course, a lot of his fans are watching him spend millions and millions of dollars on stuff, and they're wondering, what the hell does this guy do for a living? And he always just brushes this off and just says he's a real estate developer. I mean, he put it right there in his Instagram bio. But at some point, brands start noticing his success, and he starts doing brand collabs with luxury brands. Versace, Burberry, Louis Vuitton, and his personal favorite, Fendi. In fact, he collaborated with Fendi so much, on his birthday, they decide to surprise him and send him a cake as a gift. And on the cake is a little figurine of him next to a bunch of Fendi bags. It's adorable. And Quiet Dog loves this. In fact, he's so excited, the first thing he does is he takes a photo and he posts it on his Instagram so his 2.5 million followers can see it. And that is where he screwed up, because this cake is going to be his downfall. So a week after Quiet Dog's birthday, boom, the FBI arrests this guy. Let's call him the Canadian. Now, the Canadian is one of Quiet Dog's email scam business partners, and the FBI had been tracking him for a while. So they arrest the Canadian and they confiscate his phone. And they see he's been Snapchatting back and forth with Quiet Dog. And at this point, they don't really know who Quiet Dog is, but they find his Instagram and they see all the big money, luxury, Gucci, Versace posts. But the FBI still doesn't really know who Quiet Dog is. They don't know his real name. They only know that he's a really rich guy who Snapchats with the Canadian about this email scam stuff. But then they notice Quiet Dog's birthday cake post. So now they have his birthday. And using that, they're able to trace him to a really old visa application he had submitted to the US years ago. That visa application has all of Quiet Dog's personal information on it. So now they know his real identity and everything about him, and they start surveilling him. And months later, Quiet Dog is asleep in his luxury penthouse apartment in Dubai, when suddenly, kapow, the Dubai SWAT team kicks in his front door and they arrest him. And in 6 other simultaneous raids, they arrest 11 members of his email scamming crew. And they confiscate $40 million in cash, 47 smartphones, 21 laptops, and 13 luxury vehicles. And allegedly, over all that time, he and his email scam group scammed over $456 million. So they extradite Quiet Dog back to the US, he goes to trial, he takes a plea deal, and he gets 11 years in prison. Shout out to Nigeria.